today, obviously, is the day, almost exactly in terms of time-wise and everything. Today is the day Anthoine Hubert lost his life in a tragic crash at Spa in Belgium. And obviously, he became the first driver since Ayrton Senna lost his life at a Formula 1 track during the course of a Formula 1 weekend. Now, obviously, Anthoine Hubert didn't technically drive Formula 1 cars. He only drove in Formula 2. But with Formula 2, obviously, doing the support race at the same circuit, obviously, Anthoine Hubert became the first driver since Ayrton Senna to lose his life back in 1994 at Imola. So today we are going to be racing for Anthoine Hubert in his very own car, as it does feature in the game. We're going to do it on the very same circuit Anthoine did lose his life at. We're going to do it last to first, you know, and have hopefully a good race in memory of Anthoine Hubert. Now, we're only going to do the feature race, 100% race distance. Formation lap will be turned off. I am going to do a qualifying, but I am going to do only a one lap shootout. But we're going to start last and hopefully come through the field, you know, and hopefully have a decent or semi-decent race in memory of, obviously, Anthoine Hubert. And I don't want to dwell too much on what happened, because I'm pretty sure many people don't really like what happened, because it was a very, very tragic crash, of course. And yeah, overall, not the most nicest of things to think about, obviously, but I think it's important we still memorialise some of these drivers and remember them, obviously, the ones who died, of course, in Formula 1 especially, because, you know, the thing is, this is what leads our sport to greater safety. You know, sometimes people do have to sadly lose their life in order for us to wake up and, you know, better ourselves in terms of making the sport better. Like, I'm not saying I want people to die, of course not, but you know, hopefully the FIA have implemented stuff that can make Formula 1 just a safer sport, and Formula 2 a safer sport, so then in future we will see less deaths and safer, you know, Formula 1 and Formula 2 for the future generations, of course, which I think is a very important thing to get right, because we don't want to see drivers losing their life in a Formula 1 car nor a Formula 2 car for our entertainment. We want to see all 20 of them, or however many there are or will be in the future. We want to see all of them, you know, be able to race safely, cleanly, but also, you know, racing to give us, obviously, at the same time, entertainment, but that should not come at the cost of a life. So yeah, as I say, we are going to start at the back of the grid, so I'm not obviously fully 100% focused on this lap, you know, and we're going to do like a last to first challenge, you might as well call it, and we'll see how we get on, basically. So, yeah. So, coming up to now, the bus stop chicane. And there we go, across the line, and obviously we're starting more or less last now. So obviously, as I say, the aim obviously is to do a last to first challenge. And yeah, overall we'll see how we do. So obviously Masashita is at the top. Lacey, who also had a crash last year, was part of that crash. Obviously, you know, last year Lacey was involved in that. So yeah, and Carrera starting in 13th. So that is the starting grid then for today's race. But having said that, let's see what we can do and how we can change that order during the feature race. Now, we're only doing the feature race, obviously, because that was the race Anthoine did die in, technically. So we're going to do the feature race, 100% race distance, which will be a very, very long race indeed, especially in a Formula 2 car. It's a long lap here at Belgium, but anyway, I'm going to obviously now be quiet whilst Jack Aiken, or whatever his name is, does the commentary.
Revered by drivers and fans alike. So it's a joy to be here today as we prepare for the next thrilling instalment in the Formula 2 race calendar. So here we are again, a whopping 4.35 miles of track here at Spa, featuring long straights, some seriously fast corners, and some massive elevation changes. This is a track that routinely delivers high quality racing, and we'll be hoping to see just that from our young F2 drivers today. Davide Valsecchi joins me today. Davide, Spa is a favourite for fans and drivers alike. What tips would you have for these young drivers today?
Always a pleasure to be here, Alex. Who doesn't love Spa?
That was it, Alex.
Down there racing today. I would say there's a lot of places to overtake on this circuit. So be patient on that first corner. Try and get through it safely, get a good exit, and get in the right position to attack at the end of the main straight.
With that then,
so
let's run through the grid order. Haru Matsushita lines up on pole position, and Nikita Mazepin completes.
Matsushita on pole position, Mazepin second, third, Alesi fourth, Bokalakshi, Zhu fifth, Ilot sixth, Mick Schumacher seventh. Now I've lost obviously, but anyway, so Carrera 13th, 16th is Camera, and we will start at the back. But do remember, the reason why we're starting this far back is because we didn't really 100% commit to a lap in qualifying. So we will have free, I believe, tyre choice in terms of we can choose the tyre we would prefer to start on going into this, just like as you do in Formula 1. Pretty sure those outside the top 10, well, can either select a fresh set of tyres or can select a different starting tyre to start the race on, of course. So the teams put me onto the soft, even though I do fancy the two-stop. And the reason why I fancy the two-stop, it just means we're going to go a bit more aggressive. It is 20 seconds shorter, but if we're not happy, let's say at two-stop at any one point, we can always divert back onto a one-stop strategy. So that's going to be my plan for today. If we get ready for lights out then here at Spa, 5 red lights, 25 laps begins around Spa. It's not been the greatest of starts, but we are away, we are racing then here in memory of Anthoine Hubert, and already we're looking at Nicholas Latifi's rear end, of course, as we head down the hill then. So it's not been the brilliant of starts, but at least we're away nice and cleanly as we head up the hill for the first time. And in just see, we're right on the back of Nicholas Latifi here as we're slipstreaming more or less, and we gained actually probably too good of a tow there as we're having to go off the circuit a little bit and we can sort of convert, but now we've got to get the car back then, and
First lap. Keep it up.
right, we're just gonna use a flashback. Do forgive me for using them. Tend to hate to use them, but we sort of lost the car there a little bit. Anyway, down the hill then we go. Let's not try and use many more of those flashbacks, because I don't like using them. I hate using them, if anything. And we're already up into 17th. So next up is Bosch Chung, I presume it's pronounced. Sorry for my pronunciation of some of these drivers, will be a bit terrible. We got Raghuvan behind me. That's that Indian kid, if I'm correct. Not very good. He isn't. In fact, I believe last year he was one of the worst drivers on the grid. But neither here. Sean Galel is next up after we pass Bosch Chung. We're getting now some slipstream. We're having to more or less lift our throttle because of Bosch Chung. We go down the inside then here at the bus stop chicane. Can we get the move done? Gonna have to go now round the outside to convert. We're up into 16th. That's one lap down of the 25 laps. So next up, Sean Galel in the Prima racing car. And we head up the hill. All the way down to the white line. We go round the outside and Sean Galel. This is good racing between myself and Sean. And we just leave Sean enough room if he wanted to make a bit of a comeback. And next up is Calden, followed then by Carrera, who was one of the three main drivers involved in that crash that took place last year. But anyway, Calden is next, our teammate. Then in the second BWT, in the second BWT Formula 2 team. So this will be for 14th place. We're gonna go down the inside then here. A little bit of wheel contact, but nothing serious. And that's us up into 14th position. So next up is Juan Manuel Carrera. And that was a good run. And we do get the car to the inside, around the outside of Carrera in
Great maneuver. You made it look easy.
the Camel corner, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, into corner with no name. So Mashashita leading out front, doing the fastest lap time of all. Next up is Deltraz. So we're going to go on to our one stop now, I feel. That will be my best strategy.
Check your MFD
As
for
we
a strategy option.
make it 2 crashes now. Getting a bit, well, what happened there, we just got a little bit, let's say greedy. Right now we are quick, but we're just a bit impatient, if you know what I mean. Like, even if I need to get 3 wheels on the grass to get the move done, I'm probably the type of driver that would do it, just to get the move done. I'm not really the type of driver that likes to hang back. As next up is Jack Aiken. As we go on to lap 5 of the Grand Prix now, so 5 laps down, 20 laps to go. As we breeze past Jack Aiken there. And that's us up into 10th. Down the hill. On lap 19, I'm going to do a lap where I'm not going to speak, by the way. And reason why, because Hubert, obviously, car number 19. So that's why.
Early, his car's bunched up ahead.
So next up is Jordan King.
You'll be on the softs.
So up the hill through Radion. And you'll see how much you benefit when you're in the tow. It's an awful lot. Next up, Giotto. Then Schumacher. So we're up to 9th in this race. So a little bit of gravel, but that's okay.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form. You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Right, up the hill. Get a move done, lovely. By the way, in case you're wondering what AI I'm using, 94% AI difficulty for today's race, as always. Right now we're 7th, I'm sorry, 8th, lap 7. Next up is Mick Schumacher, the son of Michael Schumacher, 7-time world champion, of course. Follow up in front of him is Ilott. As we just give Mick Schumacher enough room there. So Callum Ilott is next up.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
So we're gonna divert off that strategy of boxing. We're gonna go to lap 10. So next up is Bocoleli, or whatever his name is, then Zoe, or Zoo. So we head down the hill now. A little bit of an off-track cheeky pass, but you know, he wasn't going fast. So 1 Minzo, as the car gets a little bit loose, is our next, hopefully, victim.
To teammate behind is 7.7 seconds.
What on earth happened there? Did someone collect me from behind? No. So I literally just lost the rear. Felt like the way the car felt. I'm gonna use obviously a flashback, but yeah. Reason why I went behind Zova is because DRS activation zone is down here, so I thought to gain a little bit of advantage, let's get the DRS and benefit like that. You see, even though we lost all that advantage at the end of the straight anyway, through the way we turned. Oh well. Anyway, next up is Lacey, Sean Lacey, not Gina Lacey, I think. Pretty sure it's Shauna Lacey or Gina Lacey. I know the Lacey in F1, he was not saying a far better driver, but certainly a Ferrari driver and very famous driver. So Lacey next up. Then we got Mazepin, followed by Matsushita, the Japanese driver. We do slightly run deep. Anyway, we are coming in this lap. So far this has been a decent race, like, no offense, ain't been my best ever racing, but it's been alright. Let's remember, the main reason we're here is to, well, mourn, I suppose, or remember the death, well, not remember, but remember the life of Anthoine Hubert. Certainly would have been a certainly was a very, very talented young driver. Came through with the likes of Leclerc, Gasly, of course. So he was certainly someone well known in certainly the younger part of the paddock these days, and a very well liked man as well. Yes, okay, maybe would he have got to Formula 1? That's the ultimate question. You know, obviously it's kind of irrelevant when you think of it, but would he have got into Formula 1? Probably not. Maybe he wouldn't have. However, you never know. Was he a very decent young man? Was he you know, someone a lot of people respect. Certainly they did indeed. Now, we've actually had to avoid the pits, sir,
The fastest lap of the race so far.
due to the fact, obviously,
Coming in for a stop.
well, due to the fact we've obviously couldn't get past the Malaysia in time. But in a way, I guess that was a good thing, because either way our teammate is in. As next up is Mazepin. And that was a pretty big one, but obviously, well, we're just being collected now. Just got a little bit, I suppose, greedy on the curb. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, okay, drive, try and get on the power, yeah. Just, obviously, as soon as we get onto the yellow stuff, grip of the rear just goes, and the car didn't like it. Anyway, lap 11, halfway through this race almost. And into pits we will come. So, we should come out in third.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Go, go now.
Mazepin does beat us to the exit, but that's expected.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
I've just noticed we've got on the soft tyre. Right, negative of that. If we can get these tyres 11 laps, then let's say into the race, actually, I suppose benefits, think of it. Oh. Right, no time to lose, because we've got to make up a whole pit stop over the rest of the field now. That's not going to be easy. But, you know what? We can do it. That's how much faith I've got.
That brings you up a place.
So it's around 6 seconds to change all 4 wheels. I'm gonna box on lap 21, by the way, onto the medium tyre. That was a pure strategic error. but we've got to live with it now. Can't change history. You can only change your future, as they say. So, if we were to pit, we'd rejoin right now 20th. Stone last in this race. Obviously, we're gonna have to work hard. We want to change that. But we're already opening up a gap over Mazepin. 3 seconds already is the gap. And you'll see, hopefully, the gap just start to come to us.
The pit window, you'll be on the mediums.
So right now we're 3 seconds quicker than the next car. Let's try and go even faster. And that's us into the turbo area for the 3rd time today. So 6.8 seconds, gap back now. Somehow we're still rejoining 20th. Teammate status?
Gap to teammate behind is 20.4 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 15th. The time last lap was a 2-minute 3.8.
teammate status?
We're leading our teammate by 21.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 15th. The time last lap was a 2:3.8.
So 4 seconds to Matsushita.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
No, we're not. We're boxing around 3 laps time. Probably on lap 20. So, would we have been in contention for a race win here today if we hadn't have made that pit stop blunder? I'm not going to say we would have, but we certainly could have. Who knows, we've still got 10 laps to go. Give it a safety car or something along those lines. And guess what? We're very much still in contention for the win. Because I do think the highest we can probably ask for right now is probably second at most. Unfortunately. Second does look like the most we can get out of today.
Good pace. You're catching the car in front by a second per lap. You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
So right now gap behind is 10 seconds. Right now if we were to stop we will come out 14th on a new set of the medium tyres. So, end of next lap, I will be quiet for 1 lap, so roughly a 2-minute silence in honour of Anthoine Hubert at the end of lap 18, start of lap 19. As we breeze past Matsushita.
Brilliant. Nice move.
So now every second we gain over Matsushita will certainly be a benefit. We're probably going to be on these tyres for another couple of laps as Luca Giotto out of the session So what would be perfect right now would be a virtual safety car or a full course yellow in terms of safety car. But it don't look like we're going to get that by the looks of it. But Giotto is out. Right now, according to this, we stop now, come in 13th. That's according to this prediction. Maybe that 12th, 11th, so gonna certainly be down the order. It's only 6 seconds to make the stop, change the tyres roughly. 4-6 seconds, then it'll be a question how much time we lose on the pit entry and all that. But every second we gain here could be crucial. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet now for this next lap in honour of Anthoine Hubert.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
So that was a lap's worth of silence in honour of Anthoine Hubert, because obviously car number 19, lap 19, I think that's the perfect way to sort of pay that respect. Anyway, on with the rest of this race and the final few laps. We're going to come in at the end of this lap now. So we've got a 17-second lead back to Mazepin. Then Alesi is 20 seconds behind. 4 seconds behind me is Matsushita, who should have this one in the bank. But our new tyres will be also crucially basically 10 laps younger than Matsushita's, 10 laps younger than Mazepin's, 10 laps younger than Alesi's. So yeah,
Caution.
and
Caution. The
virtual safety car is out.
Speed and maintain a positive
Jordan
delta.
King
Okay,
is out
slow
the
down,
session.
slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
So that's good news for us, depending on how long this virtual safety car lasts. If it don't last for the time we're making our pit stop, well, it won't benefit us too much, but if it does last for that long, well, it's going to benefit us surely. This may have been the blessing we needed here at the Belgium Grand Prix.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
So can go more or less full on. So we probably lost a little bit of time here through that virtual safety car. As we do come in to make our second pit stop of the day. And on goes a new set of soft tyres. So we sit here hopelessly as Mazepin will breeze past. So according to that, we were going to come out in 7th. How accurate was it? By the looks of it, very accurate. Almost, you could say.
Pit strategy complete. See these
But
tyres through to the end now.
it has got one position wrong. Because we're coming out in 6th place right now. And here. And away we go then on a fresh set of tyres. On the medium compound. Obviously this should be easy to rock up to the back of these lot and to get second, but can we even maybe take the race win? To be honest, it's a long climb back from here, even though Matsushita does have on like 10 laps older tyres than us, so despite that I'm not feeling confident. And yeah, that was a slide into the barrier, and that's our 4th spin of the day, so not great there in terms of that front. But 3 of the spins have, I swear, come at that one turn, or 2 of them at least, so that turn does catch me out a little bit. Especially on fresh tyres, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because the grip hasn't rubbered in properly, I'm not sure. The tyre ain't broken properly. Anyway, rocking up to the back of Mick Schumacher like, well, this is so easy, rock onto the back of Mick. And you can see the difference. We go dreadfully wide, but down the inside we will go, and that's us up into the top 5. Next is Juan Menzu.
Good job, nice overtake.
That was madness, that was, in terms of straight line speed. Anyway. Having to fight and wrestle the car there. So 3 laps or 4 laps to go. Should easily rock up onto the back of Mazepin. Shouldn't even break sweat doing so.
The gap to the car behind is 1.7 seconds.
We're flat out through that turn into the bus stop chicane. And that's the fastest lap overall.
Gap to teammate behind is 18.7 seconds.
So 17.6 to Masashita, who is a long, long way out front. So the big question, would we have won this Grand Prix if we didn't make that pit stop blunder? Thing was, Matsushita was even then 11 seconds up the road, so it would have been still a fair to order on the medium tyres and on younger, well, on 1 lap younger tyres in that scenario, but we probably did have the pace to do it. It would have been probably last lap stuff or very close to the last dying few laps, but we did have the pace. Just like we got the pace here now, as we're starting to cruise up onto the back of a Mazepin. Maybe we can still do it. I honestly don't know. I doubt it. Like, we would have to gain, what, 5 seconds per lap or more, which we're not doing at the moment. We're gaining far less than that. But yeah, we would have to gain, well, it'd have to be 15 seconds at the end of this lap, 10 seconds at the end of next lap. No, sorry, more, in fact. Yeah, it'd have to be more, because that'd leave us 5 seconds behind, so, yeah.
Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres.
So this is probably going to be the last overtake I make of the day, from 20th up to what is 17th. I'm sorry, 2nd. Reason why I said 17th because it says 17 out of 3. So yeah, that is probably our last and final overtake of the day. So overall, not a bad result. It's just a real shame we couldn't get any higher than that. Now, next question is, how close do we come to Matsushita, and how close can we get away from Mazepin?
This is your final lap of the race.
I suppose that'd be the next big question. I think anything over 4 or 5 seconds for Mazepin, anything under 13, 12 seconds will be good. So this final lap of the race, of the 25 laps, then here. So Matsushita will win. Then at the Belgium Grand Prix, as we will come home in second ahead of Mazepin. Should be coming to the line any moment now. We'll see the name Matsushita pop up on the screen, telling us he's won. And there we go. Matsushita wins in Belgium the feature race. We come home to take second place. A brilliant drive from 20th on the grid.
Yes, that's a podium. Excellent drive.
Absolutely brilliant. But
this is a fantastic reward.
Neither here or there. That was pretty decent indeed, you'd have to say.
Pulled off a sublime performance to secure the top step of the podium today. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
I think they kept a cool head. That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything back that happened to them, they handled it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out of everything else.
Schumacher, Mick Schumacher, the son of Michael, comes home in 6th, obviously, but we take second place after finishing 20th. We did lead, obviously, for a few laps the race overall. Obviously, we didn't lead for long because, obviously, due to the fact we had to make a second mandatory pit stop due to the fact we didn't use the we didn't use the 2 tyre compound rule, so we had to make a late pit stop, which was due to a blunder in pit stop error earlier on in the race. But other than that, we had a pretty alright race. Yes, we used 4 flashbacks, which I never like using, but race pace was good. Fastest car on the track. And yeah, can't really fault that too much overall. So yeah, thank you for watching. Until the next time, have a great day. Enjoy the Belgian Grand Prix weekend. Obviously, pay your tributes to Anthoine, however you want to pay them. And have a great day. Please like, share this video for Anthoine and Hubert. Until next time, have a great day.